Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be taking you through a lovely yoga session focused on the element of balance. So this is balance within the postures, balance within our breathing, our contact to the earth, and just generally the way that we approach our practice. We're going to be using a block within our session today. This can be easily substituted with a book or a cushion. We're going to start seated, so let's find ourselves a nice comfortable seat, however that is for you. And let's rest the hands gently onto our knees. So we find ourselves rounding into our spine. We may need to place a cushion or a block underneath our sit bones, just elevating the hips to just give the back a little bit more space. So once we're there, let's soften the shoulders down away from the ears, beginning to sit tall through the crown of the head. And let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And let's release that breath with a big sigh. So with that sigh, just softening the body down towards the earth. And already we can start to tune into that sense of balance within the body. We can notice the body's maybe leaning to one side. So beginning to tune into that element of steadiness and an alignment. As we start to draw the navel in towards the spine, that soft, gentle upward lift to the pelvic floor. So just finding that sense of engagement within our center. Maybe tuning into our Ujjayi breath, that soft constriction of the back of the throat, as if we're saying the word ha, but with the lips just lightly closed. Begin to find that element of balance within the breath, regulating the inhale with the exhale. And that sense of space within the body. And from here, let's bring the hands together. A lightness between the palms of the hands and the pads of the fingers, softness in the touch, a balance between the hands and the arms as we soften the shoulders down away from the ears. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're just going to lightly bow the head towards the hands. Maybe taking a moment to set an intention for our practice today. The intention could simply be to just remain present. Finding that element of balance, a mental, physical body. That sense of equilibrium. And let's inhale as we lift the head up, gently open the eyes, and let's come over onto all fours. So coming onto our hands and our knees, elbows and wrists balanced below the shoulders, we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, and we're going to straighten our right leg out behind us, extending away through the toes as we float the left hand and reach the left arm forward. So we're facing the floor, the back of the neck is nice and long, lower belly drawing in, and that left arm is along the side of the ear as we extend the left fingertips forward. And here we can already start to notice if there's a little bit of a waver in our balance, if the body's leaning to one side. Again, let's see if we can find that sense of alignment within the body. And just breathe steady here. And from here, let's lower the left hand down to the floor. We're going to take that right leg over to the left, and we're just going to bring the tip of that right big toe down to the floor. So just a real lightness in our touch. Using that to steady the body as we breathe, and we're going to float the right hand up to the sky. So here there might be a little sense of unsteadiness. Just noticing our connection to the floor as we float the right arm forward and really extend through the right fingertips all the way down into that big toe. Breathe in nice and soft, maybe slow the breath down a little bit further. And again, breathe in as we lift the right arm up. Exhale as we float the right hand down. Sweep the right knee back underneath that right hip. And let's straighten the left leg out behind us. Reach away through the toes. So again, lower belly is gently drawing in. We're facing the floor. Back of the neck is nice and long. So really engage with the pads of the fingers on that left hand as we float the right arm forward in line with the ear. Reaching from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. So again, tune into that sense of balance, that sense of lift through the left shoulder. And before lowering the right hand down, taking that left foot over to the right, tip of the right big toe to the floor. Inhale as we float the left arm up to the sky. Exhale as we float the left arm forward. So again, notice those 3 points of the body connected to the earth. From the knee down to the toe, to the right hand, and to the left big toe. So let's see if we can find that sense of ease and steadiness as we breathe in and float the left arm up. Exhale as we bring the left hand down, sweep the left knee back underneath the hip. And let's tuck the toes under, take the hands a few inches forward, spread the fingers nice and wide, and let's breathe in as we float the hips up and back, press the heels down towards the earth. So we're coming into our first downward facing dog. Lower belly gently drawing in, let's have a nice little pedal through the heels, a little sway into the hips. So finding that sense of depth within the breath. And let's lift the hips up and back. Press the heels down, straighten through the legs. Let's just hold it here without holding the breath. So 4 points of the body connected to the floor. See if we can stabilize the weight between those 4 points. Softness in the elbows, space in the upper back. And let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften into our knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthen through the spine before folding the body in. And let's press through the feet. Inhale as we float the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale as we draw the hands down in line with the chest. And let's roll the shoulders back and down the body. Standing tall through the crown of the head. Soften through the toes. And ground through all 4 corners of the feet. So here, finding that sense of steadiness and balance through the soles of the feet. So lower belly drawing in. And slow and deepen the breath. Let's release the arms down the side of the body. Roll the palms open. Openness across the chest. We're going to go through 2 sun salutation A's, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale as we float the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale and as we fold, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale as we lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale as we step the feet back and lower all the way down to the floor. Release the toes. Breathe in as we lift into the chest. Exhale as we lower down, tuck the toes, press the hips back and up into our downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Again, just hold it steady. Balance the weight of the body through the feet and the hands, that sense of lightness and lift. And let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we lightly soften the knees. Breathe in as we step the feet forward. Inhale as we halfway lift. Exhale as we fold. Press to the feet. Breathe in as we float the arms up. Stand tall, look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release. And again, breathe in, arms wide and up. Exhale as we fold, hands to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, lift halfway. Exhale as we step the feet back. Lowering down with control, elbows join in, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back and press the heels down to the earth. So again, balance that sense of the body through the hands and the feet, that sense of weight and lightness. Lower belly gently drawing in. And let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthen the spine before folding in towards the legs. And let's press through the feet. Float the arms up. Look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release the hands down. Lovely. So we want to find our block, and we want to have a block around the front of the mat somewhere, just roughly close by. So here we're going to stand tall, we're rolling the shoulders open, standing through the crown of the head. We're going to breathe in as we float the right knee nice and high. So here we can catch hold of the hips if we like, if that helps keep the body steady. Wherever we are, we're lifting into that right knee, a softness in the left foot. And we're going to breathe in as we straighten that right leg forward, shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale as we lift the right knee again. Exhale as we lean the upper body forward, sending that right leg out behind us. And here we're going to take the arms down the sides of the body, shoulders pressing away from the ears, lifting out of the left hip, rolling the right hip down. Nice deep breaths. From here we're going to breathe in as we reach the arms forward, in line with the ears. So here we're extending through the fingertips all the way down to the right toes. So that sense of contact with the left foot. Maybe there's a little bit of unsteadiness in the body, that's absolutely fine. From here we're going to soften the left knee, gently lower the right toes down, keep the back heel lifted. Inhale as we float the arms up. Arms in line with the sides of the body, palms facing in. So our lovely Ashta Chandrasana. Nice steadiness with the breath, soften it down, relax the face. From here we're going to spin the back heel down, we're going to take the arms wide, coming into our Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2. So shoulders balanced above the hips, extending away through the fingertips, that sense of space through the soles of the feet. So that element of lightness between the body and the floor. So here we're going to get hold of our block. I'm going to stand it on its higher end. So we may want to bring the back foot in a little bit further. We're going to start to lean the weight of the body forward. We're going to bring the left hand down to rest on the block as we lift the right leg off the floor. So here we can roll the right hip open, taking the right hand up to the sky, press the right shoulder open. So into a lovely half moon pose. So again, there might be a little bit of unsteadiness in the body here, that's absolutely fine. So notice those contacts between the sole of the left foot, between the fingertips and the block, or the palm of the hand and the block. And just see if we can steady those spaces. There's a lot going on when we come into a balance. Start to soften the left knee. We're going to lightly lower the back foot down, coming back into our warrior 2. Want to move the block away from the front of the mat. Release the back arm down. Inhale as we float the left arm up. Exhale as we windmill the hands over. Lift the back heel, step it back. Option to hold it here or flow through a vinyasa. Breathing forward. Exhale as we lower. Inhaling as we lift into the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Breathe in as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthen as we lift halfway. Exhale as we fold the body in. Pressure the feet, let's breathe in as we float the arms up. Stand tall, look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release the hands down. So again, having our block somewhere at the front of the mat. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So standing nice and tall, let's roll the shoulders open, palms face forward. Breathe in as we float the left knee this time. So remember, if we want to catch hold of the hips, we can, just to help steady the body. So already we might find a little bit of a sense of the weight distribution changing within the body. And then we're going to go ahead and straighten that left leg out in front. So notice as we do this, the centre of the body wants to kind of hug in, so it might make the breath a little bit tighter. We're going to breathe in as we lift that left knee. Exhale as we lean the upper body forward, sending that left leg out behind us. So we start to lift out the right hip, rolling the left hip down. So we can start by having our arms down the sides of the body. And then we're going to bring the arms forward in line with the ears. Nice steady breath. Start to soften that right knee. Lower the back toes gently down. Keep the back heel lifted. Bending into that right knee as we breathe in and float the arms up. Palms facing in, arms in line with the ears. So back into a lovely high lunge. From here, let's go ahead and spin the back heel down. Let's take the arms nice and wide, shoulders balanced above the hips. So you may want to bring that left foot in a little bit closer. We're going to lean the weight of the body forward. We're going to bring the right hand down to rest on the block. Float the left foot off the floor. So you may want to take that block a little bit over to the right. So it just helps us to even out that sense of balance. And then we're going to open the body up. Taking the left arm up to the sky. Rolling the left hip open. So here again, notice that contact. Sole of the right foot down into the right hand. Breathing nice and steady, breathing with ease. And let's start to soften that right knee. Lower the back foot down. Take the arms wide into our Virabhadrasana 2. Release the back arm down. Breathe in as we float the right arm up. Exhale as we windmill the hands. Frame the front foot. Let's step it back. Option here to hold or move to a vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So from here, let's breathe in as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Inhale as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Again, lengthening as we lift halfway before exhaling as we fold the body in. Pressure the feet. Let's breathe in as we float the arms up. Look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release the arms down. So we can move the block out of the way now. We've finished with the block. And let's stand tall at the front of the mat. So feet together, let's roll the shoulders open, palms facing forward. So again, standing tall through the crown of the head. And again, we're going to move into our warrior 3. We're going to breathe in as we float the right knee off the floor. So we can keep the arms relaxed on the sides of the body or catch a hold of the hips. Wherever we are, we're going to straighten that right leg out in front. Again, notice how the center of the body wants to hold on here. So it's using those muscles within the body to really help steady us, to keep that balance. Breathe in as we lift the right knee. Exhale as we lean the upper body forward, send that right leg out behind us. Arms down the sides of the body. Palms facing down, shoulders pressing away from the ears. Lifting out the left hip, rolling the right hip towards the floor. Nice steady breathing. Slow everything down. So we've got that one foot connected to the earth at the minute. Really notice that connection. Soften the left knee. Lower the back toes down, keep the back heel lifted. Breathe in as we float the arms up. Palms facing in. So back into our Ashtha Chandrasana. From here we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to lower the right knee all the way down to the floor. We're going to bring the fingertips down and we're going to start to straighten through that left leg as we lift the left toes, sending the hips back. So option here, so this may feel a little bit intense on that back foot, and if it is so, feel free to release the top of that back foot down to the floor. So wherever we are, finding a nice comfortable space, we're going to take the arms wide, intention into the lower body, take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine. As we exhale, fold the body in. So here you might notice, if you have that lightness in the hands, you've got to sense a little bit of sense of unsteadiness in the body. And that's absolutely fine. So a lovely deep stretch all the way at the back of that left leg. And let's breathe in as we lift up. Plant the hands on the floor, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, let's sweep the left foot back to meet the right. Option to hold or move through a vinyasa in line with your own breath. Meeting in our downward facing dog, spread the fingers nice and wide, press the heels down to the earth. And from here, let's inhale as we look forward. Exhale as we soften our knees. Inhale as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthening before folding the body in. And let's press through the feet. Inhale as we float the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release the arms down. Standing tall, feet together, roll the shoulders open, and let's breathe in as we lift the left knee nice and high. Again, placement of the hands either on the hips or down the sides of the body as we straighten that left leg out in front. Notice the change in weight of the body, that distribution, that sense of balance. And let's breathe in as we lift the left knee nice and high. Exhale as we send the upper body forward, sending that left leg out behind us. So again, we're lifting out the right hip, upper body and back leg parallel to the floor, rolling the left hip down. Arms down the sides of the body to start. Soften the muscles of the face. Nice deep breaths. And let's bring the arms out in front, reaching through the fingertips. Soften the right knee, lower the back toes down, keep the back heel lifted. Inhale as we float the arms up, Ashtha Chandrasana, nice high lunge. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, softly lower the back knee down. Bring the hands lightly down to the floor. Start to straighten through that right leg. So same on the other side. So this is too intense for the foot. We can release the top of the back foot down as we sink the hips down to that back heel. Walk the arms nice and wide. Relax the shoulders. So again, our intention here is onto the lower body. Inhale as we lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we fold the body down. So again, try lifting the hands off the floor. Just notice that sense of balance change in the body. A little waver from side to side. See if we can steady our connection to the earth. Maybe here, tuning in again to that balance of the breath. So regulating our inhale and our exhale. And let's breathe in as we lift the body up. Plant the hands at the front of the mat, tuck the back toes, float the back knee, lift the right foot back. Option to hold or move through a vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower down. Inhaling as we lift through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Pressing the heels down to the earth, spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale as we look forward, exhale as we soften our knees, inhale as we step the feet all the way up to the hands. Lengthening through the spine before folding deeply in towards the legs. And let's press through the feet. Float the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale as we release the hands down. Lovely, let's take the feet nice and wide. So toes slightly pointing in, heels slightly pointing out. So bring the outside edge of the feet roughly parallel with the short edges of the mat. So nice wide-legged stance here. Let's catch a hold of our hips. Breathe in as we roll the shoulders back. We're going to lift high through the chest. And as we exhale, we're just going to fold forward halfway. So we're going to bring the upper body parallel to the floor. So notice as we do this, if we start to send the hips out behind us. And let's see if we can bring the hips forward. So notice here as we do this, we'll have a little bit more engagement in the balls of the big toes. We get a little bit of lightness in our heels. We want to keep that engagement throughout the posture. Fire up the thighs, so engage to the muscles of the thighs. Keep the hips sending forward. And then we're going to bring the fingertips lightly down to the floor. Keep the body parallel. Take a deep breath in as we lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to fold the body in, keep sending the hips forward. So we take the weight a little bit forward. So maybe bringing the palms of the hands down to the floor. Keeping that sense of lightness in our heels. So notice here what's connected to the floor. See if we can bring that element of balance, that evenness of weight through either side of the body. Lower belly gently drawn in. And let's walk the hands forward. Inhale as we lift up halfway. Catch a hold of our hips. Pressure the feet as we breathe in, lift the body all the way up. And let's step the feet together. Have a little shake off the legs. So beginning on our left foot, we're going to really steady that left foot. Nice level of strength to the left side of the body. And then we're going to breathe in as we lift the right knee nice and high. And we're going to open that hip to the side. Sole of the foot comes in either below or above the knee. So moving in our tree pose, our vrikshasana. So we never want to be putting any pressure on the side of the knee. The knee is a hinge joint. It's only meant to move forward and back. So we never want to be pushing into the side. So we can lightly press the hips forward as we press the right knee open. And let's take our hands into prayer position in front of the chest. So shoulders pressing down away from the ears, sense of openness across the front of the body, standing tall through the crown of the head. And then we're going to find our drishti, our non-moving points take all of our awareness. So now whenever we come into our balances, our drishti can really help to steady our focus. And then let's take the arms wide. So spreading the fingers here, soften the elbows, relax the wrists, finding that space in the palms of the hands. And then just imagine you have a ball balancing on the tip of each middle finger. And you want to hold that ball really steady. Notice how that sense of engagement in the inside of the body, that gentle lift of the pelvic floor, The navel just softly drawing in towards the spine maintains that element of steadiness within our core. And we're going to breathe in as we float the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale as we draw the hands down in line with the chest. Breathe in as we float the right knee up. Bring the right leg forward. Let's straighten that right leg away from the body. Point the toes. Steady the breath. Inhale as we lift the right knee nice and high. Exhale as we lower that knee down to the floor. So let's go ahead and do the same on the other side. So steadying our contact through the sole of the right foot. Nice element of strength through the right side of the body. Let's float the left knee off the floor. Open the hips, sole of the foot in either below or above the knee. Let's bring the hands into prayer position in front of the chest. Shoulders down away from the ears. So again, finding our drishti, our focus, that single non-moving point that takes all of our awareness. Maintaining that gentle contraction on the inside of the body. That feeling of steadiness within our core. And let's take the arms nice and wide. Spread the palms of the hands. Softness in the elbows and the wrists. And again, we're balancing that ball, the very tip of the middle finger. Let's breathe in as we float the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale as we float the hands down in line with the chest. Relax the shoulders. From here we're going to breathe in as we float the left knee nice and high. Bring it round in front. Straighten that leg, extend the toes. Breathe in as we lift that knee nice and high. Exhale as we lower that foot all the way down. Have a little shake out of the legs. Let's come stand back at the front of our mats. At the feet together, let's roll the shoulders open, palms face forward, standing tall through the crown of the head. A lovely summer steady heat. So equal standing posture, lovely sense of balance either side of the body. Let's breathe in as we float the arms up. Look to the thumbs, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale as we fold, belly draws in, hands down to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale as we step back and move through the vinyasa, lowering down, elbows drawing in. Inhale as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back into our downward facing dog, our last one of the session. So again, spread the fingers nice and wide, press the heels down away from our hips. That sense of opening down the backs of the legs, navel gently drawing in. And see if we can evenly distribute that sense of weight through the hands and the feet. The sense of lightness between the body and the floor. From here, let's breathe in as we lift up to the tips of the toes. Exhale as we lower the knees gently down to the floor. We're going to come onto our hands and our knees. Elbows and wrists balanced below the shoulders. Knees balanced below the hips. So moving into the same balance from the start, let's straighten our right leg out behind us, reach away through the toes. Let's float the left hand, reaching forward through the fingertips. This time we're going to take a bend in our right knee and we're going to reach back and catch a hold of that right foot or ankle. We're going to breathe in as we lift that foot towards the sky, press it into the hand as we take our gaze forward. So here, notice our connection to the earth, find that sense of steadiness. Slow the breath down. Let's gently release, extend the arm and the leg away from the body before lowering them down to the floor. Straighten the left leg away from the body. Float the right hand, reach forward to the fingertips. Bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, catch hold of that foot or ankle. Inhale as we lift the foot towards the sky, press into the hand, take the gaze forward. And let's release. Straighten the leg and the arm away. Release the hand and the knee back to the floor. Take the knees nice and wide. And let's sink the hips back to the heels. Soften the upper body down to the floor. So here, option either to reach the arms forward or maybe place the hands one on top of the other. And just rest the head on the back of the hands, whatever's comfortable for your own body. And just taking a moment to slow the body down. Really slow the element of breath. So again, finding that lovely sense of balance within the body. A sense of space between the inhale and the exhale. Let's slowly lift up nice and gently. And let's come onto our seat. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and bring the soles of the feet or the heels of the feet nice and close in towards the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. So we're already start sitting nice and tall. And we're going to catch hold of our big toes with our index and middle finger. Wrap them around the toes, touching the tips of the thumb. So lifting through the chest, sense of space in the back of the body. And we're going to breathe in as we float the feet off the floor. Just lean the upper body back a little bit. So again, find that sense of balance. From here, we're going to start to straighten our left leg away from the body. And let's take our gaze over to the right. So notice any unsteadiness in the body, that's absolutely fine. And let's bring that left leg back in. Let's extend the right leg away from the body. Draw the right shoulder back, take our gaze over to the left. Bend the right knee and bring that right knee in. And then let's straighten both legs away from the body. Lifting high through the chest, draw the shoulders down, nice sense of space, softness in the face. Relax the eyes and the jaw. And let's bend both knees, bring the soles of the feet together, keep the feet lifted. Let's draw the knees in towards each other, catch hold of the shins. Let's hug the knees in, shoulders down away from the ears. So just a little bit of space here between the soles of the feet and the floor. And let's go ahead and straighten the legs out in front. Keep the feet floating off the floor. Let's take the arms nice and wide. So just a couple more breaths. And let's lower the feet gently down to the floor. And let's come all the way down to lie down on our backs. So let's hug the knees in towards the body. Lovely rock from side to side. Maybe creating some small circles down on the lower spine. Both directions. And let's ease ourselves into our Shavasana. Straightening the legs out along the floor.
The feet are least hip with the arms down the sides of the body, palms facing up. And let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And release that breath with a big sigh. So with that sigh, just releasing all control of the breath. Releasing any holding on in the navel or the pelvic floor. Relaxing the muscles of the face. Soften down into the toes and the soles of the feet. Allowing all the muscles within the body to gently ease away from the bone. So here again, checking into that contact with the earth. Sense of balance across the whole of the back of the body. Sense of ease and surrender. So relax the eyes. Notice the weight of the head. Be aware of the sounds that surround the body. Sense the space inside the ears. As we allow everything to gently let go. So if you wish to continue with your Shavasana today, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's start to find some movement through the fingers and the toes. Beginning to gently deepen and lengthen the breath. Let's take a deep breath in as we stretch the body, reaching the arms above the head. And let's huck the knees in, have a nice rock from side to side. Before bringing the body onto our left or the right, whichever side makes it easier. Coming up to a nice comfortable seat. And sitting towards through the crown of the head, relax the shoulders softly down. Let's bring the palms to touch. So back into our lovely Anjali Mudra. Lightness between the palms of the hands and the pads of the fingers. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose.
And release that breath with a big sigh. Thank you very much for taking the time to practice with me today. If you enjoyed the session, click the link or the subscribe button below. If you would like to donate to the sessions, please click the Buy Me a Coffee link underneath. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your day, your evening, wherever you are within your week, and I hope to be practicing with you again soon. Thank you.